Hey there. If you're prepping for that big geography test on resources and, let's be honest, feeling just a little bit overwhelmed by all the definitions and categories, well, don't sweat it. We're going to figure this out together. Today, we're breaking down the absolute essentials of natural, human-made, and human resources. Consider this explainer your ultimate study guide. We'll sort through exactly what you need to know to completely ace your upcoming exam. Ready? Let's dive in.
So here's our game plan for today. We'll start by defining resources for exams, then look at the 3 types of resources, and classifying natural resources. After that, we'll talk about why humans are resources, and wrap it all up with conservation and sustainable development.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Defining Resources for Exams. Okay, pay close attention to the exact wording here because teachers love testing this. A resource is anything found in nature that can be used to satisfy human needs and has utility or value. Think about it like this. Trees, they exist in nature totally independently of us. But the second we cut one down and turn that wood into a desk or a chair to satisfy our needs, boom, that tree becomes a resource. If you want to take a mental screenshot right now, remember these golden keywords: satisfy human needs and utility. If you've got those down, you're golden.
Now, it's super important to grasp that not every single thing in nature is automatically a usable resource. Seriously, for something to officially earn the title of resource, it has to pass 3 really strict criteria. First up, it's got to be technologically accessible. I mean, think about petroleum buried way deep under the ocean floor. Until we actually invented the technology to extract it, it wasn't really a usable resource, right? Second, it has to be economically feasible. That basically means the cost to get it out of the ground can't be so insanely high that it bankrupts everyone involved. And third, it must be culturally acceptable, so it can't violate societal norms, like you wouldn't go chopping down trees in a sacred grove. Make sense?
Moving right along to Section 2, the 3 types of resources.
Picture the stunning Dudhsaga waterfall in Goa. It's a gorgeous sight, and it perfectly anchors our first category, natural resources. These are materials and substances that we get directly from the environment and use pretty much as they are, completely unaltered. We're talking about the rushing water in our lakes, the soil right under our feet, and the very air we breathe.
So if you want a cheat code for those tricky multiple-choice questions, just memorize the big 3 macro categories. Whenever you're given an example on the test, just run it through this mental checklist. Is it natural, like water or soil? Is it human-made, meaning it was crafted from natural materials, like buildings and roads? Or is it a human resource, meaning, well, people and their skills? Getting these 3 buckets straight gives you the ultimate foundation.
Now, to really wrap your head around that second category, just think about a massive offshore oil rig. This is the absolute perfect example of a human-made resource. You see, natural materials sometimes only become valuable after undergoing a huge transformation. And, there's a kind of fascinating irony here. Humans take natural resources, like metal and fuel, to build crazy technology and machines, like a giant oil rig, which we then turn around and use to extract even more natural resources from the earth. It's a wild cycle.
All right, let's level up. Section 3, Classifying Natural Resources.
This is where exam questions love to hide, so listen up. First, we classify by renewability. Renewable resources are things that replenish super rapidly. Solar and wind energy, they're essentially limitless. Non-renewable resources, on the flip side, have a strict, finite supply. Stuff like coal, natural gas, and petroleum take literally thousands of years to replace once we've used them up. But, and here is a huge, crucial detail for your test. Don't forget that even renewable resources, like groundwater, can become dangerously scarce if humans overexploit them. Just look at cities around the world that are currently facing day-zero water crises. Renewable doesn't always mean invincible.
Next up, we have potential versus stock resources. Think of potential resources as completely untapped. They exist out there, maybe even in massive quantities, but we just aren't using them right now. A classic textbook example they might throw at you is the uranium found in Ladakh. It's a potential resource that could be a huge deal in the future, once our technology or economic drive catches up. Stock resources are the exact opposite. These are already available, actively being extracted and used immediately, like the coal and natural gas powering the lights in your house right now. Okay, now let's talk about ubiquitous versus localized resources. The real secret to telling these apart is basically supply and demand. Ubiquitous resources are literally found everywhere. Air, sunlight, you name it. And because they're inexhaustible and everywhere, they generally have a pretty low economic value. But localized resources? They're found only in very specific, certain places, Think of gold and silver. They are highly exhaustible, and they carry a massively high economic value precisely because they're so rare. Finally, we can classify natural resources based on their origin, and honestly, this one is a total breeze if you just remember one simple trick. The prefix bio means life, so biotic resources come straight from the biosphere. They're all the living things, like plants, animals, and forests. Abiotic resources? Well, abiotic starts with an A, making it the complete opposite. It's all the non-living stuff, the air, the water, metals, and minerals. See? Easy points on the board.
Moving to Section 4. Why humans are resources.
Okay, this is actually a pretty fascinating concept when you stop to think about it. Education and good health have literally transformed human beings into a highly valuable resource ourselves. I mean, without us humans, all those natural resources would just sit there in the dirt, entirely untouched. It's only human beings who have the ability to discover, exploit, develop, and convert that potential wealth into actual, useful products. Our knowledge, our unique skills, and the wild technology we invent, that's what makes us the greatest resource on Earth.
And that brings us to human resource development. This whole idea is simply the process of raising people's skill levels so they can produce more and better resources. It's literally what you're doing right now. By studying for this test, improving your education, and taking care of your health, you are actively increasing your own value as a human resource. Pretty cool, right?
And finally, let's wrap things up with Section 5, Conservation and Sustainable Development.
Here is a vocab term you absolutely must understand for the exam. Sustainable development. This is the careful use of resources to ensure they meet our present needs, as well as the needs of, well, future generations. It's all about balancing today's progress with tomorrow's survival. Just imagine if all the Earth's water vanished tomorrow and every single tree was chopped down. That'd be a nightmare, right? We have to use incredible prudence to allow nature the actual time it needs to replenish itself.
There's this fantastic quote from Christiana Figueres that brilliantly captures the core philosophy here. She says, "We must move toward a regenerative economy, operating in harmony with nature." That right there is the ultimate goal of environmental balance and responsible stewardship. We can't just relentlessly consume everything in sight. We have to repurpose what we've used, minimize our waste, and actually figure out how to replenish exactly what we deplete.
So what does that actually look like in practice? Well, it breaks down into 3 simple steps. Step 1, reduce consumption. That means actively turning off the tap when you brush your teeth or switching off the lights when you leave a room. Step 2, recycle materials, like turning old, used paper into fresh, new notebooks. And Step 3, reuse items, like keeping a sturdy water bottle instead of buying single-use plastic ones every day. These 3 simple, everyday steps are how every single one of us can make a difference and prevent our precious, non-renewable resources from running out completely.
To wrap up this explainer, let's try a quick active recall challenge. Wherever you are right now, look around your room. Seriously, take a good look. Which of the items that you see are derived from natural resources? Which ones are entirely human-made? And who are the human resources in the room? Applying this fresh knowledge to your immediate surroundings right now is absolutely the best way to cement it in your brain for exam day. Keep observing the world around you, stay curious, and you are going to do incredibly well on this test. Good luck.